Okay, let's get started in a comfortable sitting position. And we're going to spend just a few moments feeling the body from the inside and getting in touch and in tune with our breath. So make sure that you're comfortable. You can place your hands on the knees, facing down or up, whichever you prefer. Become aware of the inhale and exhale of your breath. And as you feel the breath, feel it settling into your body. Become aware of the sit bones and the legs and feet. And know that you are supported by Mother Earth. And letting go of any tension so that you're not propping or holding yourself up, but can relax into the support beneath you. Next, bring your awareness to your abdomen. If you'd like, you can even place one hand on the belly. And begin to feel the movement of your breath. The belly is soft and moving with the inhale and exhale. And then become aware of the back and the spine and making a little bit of effort to be tall and upright without creating tension. And if you like, you can just bring your hand to your heart. Just feeling and breathing into the heart space. And feeling this upward quality, this upright quality of the position of the body, as if you're reaching out through the crown of your head. Notice what it feels like to sit upright, tall. And feel a softness within the facial muscles. Eyes, cheeks, mouth. Continue to tune into this quality of being tall and long through the spine. Connecting us from the earth to the sky, from the physical plane to the plane of spirit. And then when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes. And we'll begin a movement of the head and neck, chin down. And as you inhale, looking upward. And continuing this movement as you feel the neck and throat. You can even visualize the thyroid gland. At the front of the throat. And coming back into center. And now we'll twist over the left shoulder. Back to center and over the right shoulder. And you can twist at your own pace. So it might be a little faster than my pace or a little slower. Noticing all of the muscles in the neck area, throat area, side of the skull. And back of the head. And back to center. And let your head tip over to the left shoulder. And if you'd like, you can reach the right fingertips away. Breathing into the side of the neck. And back to center and to the other side. We are practicing coming home to our bodies. Practicing awareness. And there's something bigger than ourselves that is part of awareness. We are tuning into. So now if you'd like to make a circle, either a half circle or a full circle. What I mean by something bigger than ourselves, but something of the essence of life. When we practice mindfulness or awareness or becoming conscious, we are becoming aware of a greater energy or spirit that lives in us and in all living things. And as you're making this circle, you're noticing any sounds or sensations that you feel, and bringing a quality and attitude of gentleness and compassion. And then we'll come back into center. And let's circle the shoulders up, back, and down. Feeling out the upper back area with this movement. Harmonizing the movement with our breath. Contracting on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. And in the opposite direction, this contraction, release, movement helps to release tension from the body. And one more time. So next we're going to bring the palms together, if you can, the elbows together. And if your elbows and palms don't come together, as close as you're able without creating tension. Inhale, we're going to open the elbows wide. Breathe all the way up into the collarbones, and exhale, bring the elbows and palms together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then release. Let's give ourselves a hug. So you're going to hold on to each shoulder with each palm. You can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and just feel yourself, embracing yourself. Take 3 deep breaths. And then relax your arms, and we're going to change the position of our arms, hugging ourselves again, letting your palms come to each shoulder, relaxing your shoulders, closing your eyes, and really feeling this embrace and relaxing. Seeing if you can inwardly relax into the embrace of the deepest part of yourself. And then release. So next we'll come into a twist, bringing the left hand behind us, and then turning and twisting from your abdomen, your belly button. Your right hand can come onto the left knee as we turn to the left side. Feeling this twist in the spine and the back. It'll be a little harder to breathe, but feel what it's like to breathe into the rib cage. And then unwind and release. And just take a moment to pause and to feel and to breathe. We'll come to the other side, right hand behind us, left hand coming onto the right thigh, and turning and twisting from the abdomen. Feeling this twist through the back muscles. Feeling breath in the rib cage. And then unwind and take a moment just to pause and to feel and to breathe. Next, we're going to extend our right leg out to the side. And we're going to turn our torso over the right leg. This might be enough of a stretch for the back of the leg just to sit tall. Some of you might want to hinge forward, walking the hands forward. And we'll be really gentle. This is the first time we're opening the back of the leg. So just being very gentle in how far you move into this position. And taking a few slow, deep breaths. And then let's come back into our starting position and come to the other side. Extending your left leg, the right leg comes inward to the groin. We turn over our left leg, and maybe it's sitting tall here, or maybe it's hinging forward just a little bit to ease into this opening that we're encouraging for the back of the leg. Slow, deep breathing. And slowly coming back to where we started. And now we're going to explore that same movement and get a little bit more into the toes and feet, but on our backs. So come to lying down on your back. And first we're going to do a movement to warm up the back of the legs, knees bent, feet on the floor. Right knee towards the chest, extending upward to the ceiling and lowering down towards the ground. And continue this movement a few times. Really feel that you're stretching up to the sky with your right heel every time you straighten that leg. And you're moving nice and slow that you can really feel this movement from the inside and feel all of the muscles required to do this. And then the other side, the other direction, I should say. So now we're going to press the foot forward, then raise it up to the sky, and then bend the knee. And next time your leg is up to the ceiling, you can interlock the hands behind your leg, or you can just reach up through the heel and draw the leg towards you. Taking a few deep breaths again to really open up into the back of the leg. And then let's point and flex the foot. So we're now feeling into the front of the leg, activating the hamstring muscle, pointing the toes to the ceiling, then the heel to the ceiling. And then making a circular movement. And in both directions. And then let's cross the ankle over the left knee. This is a little bit like butterfly, and we're just going to move the knee up and down, bringing a little bit of loosening into the hip joint on the right side. And then we're going to bring the left knee towards you. You can hold on to the left knee, or if you'd like, you can straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. And just a few breaths into the big muscle of the right hip. And then bring the foot to the floor. And now we're going to bring the right foot to the floor on the left side and back to center. So we're just leaning the left knee to the left side, right foot towards the floor, and coming back to center. Just exploring this movement where you feel it, where you feel this twisting that makes this movement possible. And now we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So your left knee to the chest, extending upward to the sky, lowering down to the ground. Slow so that you can feel what's happening in the body. We're warming up the hamstring muscle. And we're starting to activate other muscles that make this movement possible. And now we're going to reverse the direction. The leg extends forward, lifts up to the sky, the knee is bent, and we continue. One more time. And then once your leg is up to the sky, we're going to stay here. You can interlock your hands behind the left leg or just reach up through your heel. Really opening through the back of that leg, and maybe you'll also feel an engagement through your abdomen and low back. And then we'll point and flex the foot. When we do movements for the feet and the legs, it's very grounding. Really helps to ground us. So pointing up, heel lifting up. And then we're going to circle for the ankle joints. Opposite direction. And then we're going to cross that left ankle over the right knee and make a movement into the left hip joint by moving the left knee. We want to gently bring circulation into the joint tissue. And then we're going to draw the right knee towards us and breathe into the left hip muscle. Again, your knee can be bent or your leg can be extended. And then allow your right foot to come to the floor. This is a movement that we don't normally do, so we might be unfamiliar with this movement. So we're just going to lean the right knee and the left foot over to the right side slowly. And back. And notice the muscles inside of the abdomen and pelvis that are engaging to make this twist possible. Just a few times, nice and slow, so that you can really feel what's happening on the inside. One more time. And then bring both feet to the floor and bring your hands onto the pelvis and just take a few breaths. Allowing the energy of the hands that are connected to the heart to communicate to all the organs in the pelvis. Communicating gentleness, love, communicating care and compassion. And then as you're ready, let's roll onto our sides and we'll come on to the hands and knees. We're going to come into cat pose, grounding the spine. And then coming into a back bend. And today, let's think of initiating movement from the pelvis. The head comes first into the movement comes first into the pelvis, and then moves throughout the rest of the spine. Move at your own pace. One more time. And coming into neutral, we're going to come into child's pose. What you can do is bring your knees wide, toes together, so that as you sink back, your belly and abdomen are not pressing too much against the knees and thighs. Head towards the ground, whether it touches or not doesn't matter. A few moments as you draw your attention inward and feel your breath. We're going to do movements for the spine now. So coming up into sitting, and then we're going to come up into a standing forward fold. So you can tuck your toes, push off of your fingertips, and come up onto your feet. And then just hanging forward, letting the head relax, arms relaxed, and your feet are gently pressing into the floor so that your feet, your toes, and your legs are active and engaged. They're not tense, but they're active. Take 3 deep breaths. Now we're going to slowly roll up. So use your feet, draw the abdomen in, and roll up into standing. And think of massaging your spine. Head is last to come up. And once you come up, reach your arms above the crown of the head. Again, touch together. Just feel the whole body long and tall, from your feet all the way to your fingertips. And then allow your arms to relax back to the sides of the body. And we're going to roll down and roll up. You can think of this movement like a massage. It acts like a massage. So we're massaging the spine, and we're also ensuring that the nerve endings that are within the spinal cord are also nourished through this movement. So head first, shoulders and upper back. You can go at your own pace as you feel each vertebrae of the spine. Once you are folded forward over your legs, again, make sure your toes, feet, and legs are slightly active. They're engaged. They're not tense. They're not working too hard, but they're engaged. Take 5 deep breaths. You can always have a prop in front of you if that's helpful. You can also rest your forearms on the knees or thighs if that's helpful. And we're going to slowly roll up. Again, your feet are active. Now we activate the abdomen that draws in towards the low back to support, bringing the pelvis first into upright, and then the rest of the spine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movement to do. And it's so nice when we can do it slowly and really take our time. We're going to reach the arms all the way above the crown of the head, and then just feel how this lengthens the body tissue. Lengthening the spine, lengthening the muscles in the torso, arms and shoulders, and then release your arms. We're going to do this movement one more time, massaging the spine, head first. Continue at your own pace. And once you are down, taking 5 deep breaths. And then just as we did before, with the help of the feet, legs, abdomen, we slowly roll up. And then the arms reach up, palms together, and we feel from the inside how this is creating an extension from our feet all the way up through our fingertips. And then relax. So now we're going to stretch the spine. We massage the spine. Now we're going to stretch the spine. Really easy movement. We lift up onto the toes. We reach the arms above the head. We reach towards the sky, and then we lower down. And if you can, you do it with the inhale and exhale of your breath. Go according to your own rhythm. Stretch. You're feeling all of the muscles of the legs, the back, the arms, the fingers stretch. One more time. Good. So next we're going to do some movements to open up the sides of the body and really stretch the intestines and the digestive tract. So interlock your hands, palms facing up to the sky, reaching upward, and now bend towards your left side. And then come back to center and bend towards the right side. And when we do this, you don't have to go 100%. You can just ease your way in. We're warming up the body, and then we'll come into this position as a pose. So right now we're doing it with our breath, inhaling upward, exhaling to the left side, inhaling to center, exhaling to the right side, coming back to center, arms relax. Now we're going to do it as a pose. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. Again, you can do a pose 60 or 70% to give you more ease. Breathing into the side of the body. And coming back to center, stay connected to your feet. Bend to the right side and breathe into the left side. And then coming back into center and release your arms. And then let's just shrug the shoulders up and release down. Up and release down. One more time. Up and release down. So while we're in standing, we're going to do arm circles. It's such a good movement for the shoulder area. So we'll start with the right arm reaching up to the sky, and then we're going to circle it forward. So you make a big circle forward and you complete that circle. And through this movement, you're feeling the arm and the shoulder. Now we're going to reverse the direction. So that was a forward movement. Now this is a backward movement. If you swim, you can think of backward stroke, the movement we make with the arm. Now we're going to do the same thing with the left arm. First, reaching up to the sky, and the first time we move, it's forward. Circling the arm forward. And then we're going to circle backwards. One more time. So this next one is really about the brain and integrating communication between the right and left hemispheres of the brain. If you don't get it the first time, not to worry. Both arms reaching upward to the sky, right arm forward, left arm reaches behind you. So one arm is moving forward and the other arm is moving backward. And we continue making a circle, one arm forward, one arm moving backward. And the next time we meet up at the sky, we do the opposite. Left arm forward and right arm moving backward. Right arm forward and left arm moving backward. This deep massaging in the shoulder joint. One more time. Left arm forward, right arm moving backward. Up to the sky, and then relax. And then just shrug your shoulders a few times. Up and down. Up and down. Good. So now we'll get a little more into strength for the legs. We're going to start with a wide forward fold. So step your feet apart, feet parallel to one another. Hands resting on the hips. And this is to remind us that we're hinging from your hips. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge from the hips all the way forward, as far as you're able to hinge. And once you're in that position, then you can release your arms and release your spine and relax the head. And breathe into the inner thighs and the low back. We're working on both flexibility and strength in these next few movements and positions for the legs. So notice where the strength is and notice where there's flexibility, where we're encouraging more length of the muscles. So now we're going to walk our hands over towards our right foot, turn both of our feet, and allow the left knee to come down. You can cushion the left knee. And then let's place both hands on either side of the right leg, or you can come onto your fingertips or fists. Instead of looking down at the foot, we're going to keep the head in line with the spine. Again, notice where you're asking the body to be flexible and where you're required to use strength. So for me, I'm asking my left hip to be more flexible at the front of the hip and the thigh, and I'm using strength in my right leg, right foot. Taking a few breaths in lunge. Now we're gonna walk it back to center. So we turn our feet to center. We walk our hands back to center. We take a moment to feel the muscles along the insides of the legs. Now we're gonna turn to the other side. Turn our feet. We're now bringing our right knee down on your fingertips or fists or palms. Head is in line with the spine. And we are noticing where we are required to use strength and where we're asking for flexibility. And from here, we're going to step back into child's pose. So step your left foot back, you're on your hands and knees, toes together, knees apart, and sinking back towards your heels. And giving a few moments to be inward, settle, and to feel your breath. And now we roll up into sitting. So now we're going to practice downward dog, and we're going to practice a few different variations. So fingers spread wide, toes tuck under. We're going to push into the palms as we lift the knees, and just take a few moments to find your downward facing dog. You're pressing the chest towards your thighs, pushing the floor away from you. Noticing how this creates length through your spine. Let's take a few deep breaths. And then let's drop the knees and sink back into child's pose. You can have the knees apart, or if knees can be together, whatever you prefer. Rest for a moment. And then roll up. So our next version of downward facing dog, we're going to pedal the feet. So fingers spread wide, toes tuck under. We push into the floor as we lift the knees. And now we're going to lift one heel upward and the other heel down. And continue this movement as you really feel the stretch for your heel and your calf muscle. Alternating, feeling the stretch for each leg. One more time, alternating on both sides. And then let's drop the knees, sink back into child's pose, rest. Feel your body. And attune to your breath. Last variation of downward dog. Fingers spread wide, where our hands are engaged already. Tuck the toes. Press the floor away from you as you come into your downward dog. This time we're going to lift the heels up and keep the heels lifted up and press your chest towards your thighs. So you're extending and stretching the spine. And we keep the heels lifted up. And then let's gently lower the heels as far as you're able to lower. And then let's rest. Knees down, sinking back to the heels to rest. And then slowly rolling up. So let's come back into sitting. Sitting comfortably. We're going to reach both arms forward. Left arm comes underneath. You're going to cross at your elbows. Maybe your hands will touch. Maybe the back of the hands or maybe the front of the hands. Or maybe they just come close to one another. And notice where you feel this. You can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever you prefer. And then release. And when you release, notice what you feel. Where is there a release? And now the other side with the right arm underneath, crossing at the elbows. Eagle arms. And slow, deep breath. And then release. So we're going to come back to the pose we did at the beginning of class when we were very gentle. And this time we're going to do it a little differently. So extend your right leg out to the side and we'll see if it feels any different compared to the first time we did it at the beginning of class. This time we're going to interlock our thumbs and reach tall. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward and reach our arms towards our feet, whether they touch or come somewhere along the leg, doesn't matter. And then you can relax your hands to either side of your leg. And we'll stay in this position. You might consider tensing your left thigh, tensing your right thigh and pressing your right leg into the floor and seeing if that helps you encourage length at the back of the leg. Few deep breaths here. And then slowly coming back up and coming to the other side. So now our left leg extends, our right heel in. We're gonna turn over our left leg, reach up with our arms, thumbs interlock, and then we hinge forward and allow our arms and hands to find a comfortable place on either side of that left leg. And here you might consider tensing your left thigh, pressing your left hamstring into the floor. And slow, deep breathing. And then slowly coming back up. And we're gonna do one or two more poses. Now lying down on your back. So once you get onto your back, take a moment just to feel the support of Mother Earth. She is always there, supporting us through water, air, food, the elements. So now knees to the chest, legs extend upward to the sky. You can hold on to your toes or just hold on to the backs of the knees. And if you like, you can add movement. Some people like to rock from one side to the other, or you can stay in the center. There's lots of choice to make each pose work that it nourishes your body. And then allow your feet to come to the floor. Then we'll come into our last pose, a simple twist. So bring your right arm up towards the sky and then let it land in a comfortable place on the floor. So that might be in a diagonal position or beside your right ear. Whatever feels comfortable. And now both knees are going to fall to the left side. And if you need to prop yourself up, you can. You can have a prop underneath of the knees or between the knees. This is going to create a twist that encourages opening through your upper back, chest, and shoulder. Take a few slow, deep breaths. If you'd like to stay longer, you can. If you feel complete, you can come back to center. Bring the right arm back beside you. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left arm reaches up to the sky, and then it might reach diagonally. It might reach beside your ear or out in the position of a T out from the shoulder. And then both knees will fall towards the right side. And you can add any cross. Breathing into the left armpit and shoulder and the left side of the chest. If you'd like to stay longer, you can. If you're ready to come back to center, you can come back to center. And before we come into our relaxation, we're going to do one more thing. We're going to rub our hands together and imagine that you are generating a warm, nourishing, golden light. I don't know if the rubbing of the hands is interfering with my voice. So rub your hands together. Imagine a warm, golden, nourishing light, and place both hands on your pelvis and let your pelvic organs absorb this warmth and this nourishing light. And then rub your hands together. Visualize that you're generating a warm, golden, nourishing light. And place both hands over the abdomen, allowing your digestive organs to absorb the warmth and the light. Then rub your hands together. Visualize that you're generating a warm, glowing, golden light. And place both hands over your lungs and allow your lungs to absorb this warmth and this nourishing golden light. Rub your hands together, generating this warmth and this nourishing light. And place them over the eyes, allowing your eyes to rest and absorb this warmth and light. And then rest the body. Rest your arms, rest your limbs. Let the whole body relax. Feel your breath. And allow your whole body to drink in breath and exhale toxins. And now deepen your breath as you become aware of your presence in this room and all of us here together in this Zoom room. Waking up your fingers and toes. You might yawn or sigh as you stretch in whatever way feels natural. As you wake up the body, and then roll over onto your side and come up into sitting. And then just take a moment to be inward, to be in your heart space. To feel the support of Mother Earth. Imagine yourself being surrounded by all those who love you. Family, friends, nature, our guardian angels, all surrounding you, sending you love, warmth, light. Receive this love and this warmth and light. Palms together at the heart, opening the eyes. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. So nice to practice with you on a wet, gray, cold day.